I'm Melissa Ridgen of APTN National News. I'm honored to be here today with Murray Sinclair, Chief Commissioner of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and he's going to be talking to us a little bit today about what this day means to him. Obviously, thank you so much for all the work that you did with survivors for years and years at the TRC. What does it feel like today to be marking this day that was a long time coming?
This day was an important day to us in the Commission. The commissioners talked about one of the important things to us was to ensure that Canada marked a day every year in which they would take the time out to remember those who were involved in residential schools. And so it was partially about memorializing the losses that were incurred by those who went there, including those who never returned. But it was also part of the effort that we engaged in to ensure that Canada embedded the history of residential schools and the story of the oppression that Indigenous people have gone through over the years into the national memory of this country so that we never forget. And one of the ways, and probably the only way that we ensure that we never forget, is to remind ourselves from time to time about what happened. It's the important reason why we also honor veterans on Veterans Day, because it's not just to honor them for having sacrificed to be in the war, but it's also to remind ourselves that war is not a good thing to do, and we want to ensure that we can live a life in this world that prevents that kind of thing from happening again. And we want to ensure that the kind of rationale and reasoning that went into the establishment of residential schools and into their operation never happens again.
Kwe, medawaloktiok, weligiskuk. Hello, welcome. It's a beautiful day here in Mi'kma'ki as we greet the morning sun and thank the sun for coming to see us and giving us another day. And as we celebrate the day, let us remember the children, Mijuajich, and their stories that they shared with us. Walaliok Emsit Nogama. Thank you.
I was probably 7 years old when I first went to Inuvik Anglican Residential School. They tried stripping me of my identity, made to look like every other little girl with the same cropped hair, the same clothes, the same routines, same everything. Assimilation at its best. I fought to keep my language because it was the only way I could communicate with my grandparents and my mother. They were all unilingual Inuit speakers. It was important to me that I kept that connection, the verbal connection, to be able to hear their stories of their lives. They tried to break me, but my inner strength and foundation persevered. Here I stand today, strong with my language and culture. Born and named as Edna Agnes Ichivalak Pigalak, I was named after 3 strong leaders.
Hi, my name is Joshua Kamara. This is a song called Kamara. Brighten up. All right. Kamara bilauri, hengi kululauri. Honga bilauri, sumangi kuvi, khoyana lole, khoyana, khoyana, kamarea, kamarea. Kamarea, 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 Bilauri, Hengi Kululauri. Honga bilauri, sumangi kuvi, khoyana, 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 kamarea, kamarea. Kamarea, 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 Kamarea. Kamarea, 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 Kamarea.
What does it mean to you personally, as people stop to remember exactly that?
Well, at a personal level, of course, there are the many thousands of people that I met during the work of the TRC, and I think about them. I think about the stories they shared with us, and I think about their tears, and think about the effort it took for them to be able to articulate what they had experienced. I also think about some of the laughter that they shared with us, because many friendships were formed. People often married other people who they had gone to school with in residential schools, and those marriages lasted a long time. And long time friendships that have been created with people that they may not have seen again for a long time, and we're able to reunite during the TRC process with many people that they'd never seen for years, since the school that they had gone to had closed down. So I think about that at a personal level. I also think about the impact that it had on me as I was going through it, the sense of burden that I bore and the sense of weight of those stories and the pain. And I also remind myself that the survivors always engage in a process of healing with us at the end of each day, to ensure that they and we never left in a bad way, that we always felt the importance of the process was the key, and not simply the tears.
Today we've been asked to remember, and also to try to understand and try to move forward in the best way we can in regard to our children. This thing they call truth and reconciliation. And on this day we remember those ones that have gone on, and also, and moreover, more importantly, those that are affected by those spirits that have gone on, because we understand that those spirits that have gone on are basically that they've gone on, and the ones left behind are the ones that carry those memories, are ones that carry that pain, are ones that carry that hurt, ones that carry that hate, that confusion. And we come to acknowledge this day, what this means.
Today, I offer my prayers and ask for guidance, ask for healing for the people, everyone, whether you're Indigenous or non-Indigenous, that have been affected by what happened to Indigenous people all over. So when we stand here today, we offer for that. We ask for that guidance, that truth. As Wolf said, that truth has to be before that reconciliation can happen. The truth that has to be taught to every single person all over the world, so that we could start to heal, that our families, those little children, every single one of those little spirits that didn't make it home, that they come and they are brought back to their community so they could be put to rest, and that our families can heal. I can't even imagine the hurt and the pain that mothers and fathers and grannies and grandpas went through when their 3-year-old, 4-year-old was taken from them, and some of them never been seen again. So as I stand here with this prayer tie, I ask for that, for every single one of those children to go home, and for every single one of those families that lost their little ones to find some peace, to find some healing, and that we continue in this healing journey together of all people, not just Indigenous people, because we need to learn that truth, and that reconciliation can't happen until that truth comes to light. The true truth, not the lies, not the cover-ups, but the true history of what happened to Indigenous people, and that we don't have anything to reconcile. We, as Indigenous people, our little children, our 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5 years old, they didn't do anything wrong. They were ripped away from their families. So until that truth is taught in our education system and are taught to everyone, that true genocide, that we will begin that healing journey of our people. So with that, I'll say Chimiwech.
What else can parents and teachers do to further the reconciliation portion of the agenda that these kids now all know? You know, these kids all have that in the back of their mind. They learn it in school.
Well, there are many who believe that reconciliation is for non-Indigenous people to do, that they're the ones who have to change their ways. And in many ways, it's like the couple who are coming out of a violent marital relationship, that the one who perpetrated the violence is the one who really has to change his ways or her ways. But also, the victim of all of that violence also needs to take a look at what the impact of that violence has had upon their lives and their own sense of victimization and their sense of looking to the perpetrator to heal them or to help them get over it. We can't expect that a government which has come from this long history of oppression is going to be holding the answers for us. And the answers are going to have to come from our own culture, our own ways of doing things, our own belief systems, our own teachings. And so what I have said to Indigenous leaders since the TRC report was filed is that we have our own internal process of reconciliation to do, and that is we have to start teaching our children their culture. We have to start teaching our children their language. We have to start teaching our children that they are just as valid as the non-Indigenous kids out there, and that our ways of doing things will still work today. And it's up to us to figure out how to make that happen.
Chers créateurs et chers amis, bonjour, Tanzi, bonjour, Anine. Merci d'être ici avec moi en ce temps divin où la première lumière d'un nouveau jour apporte toujours espoir. C'est justement dans une perspective d'espoir que je me tourne vers vous en cette journée nationale de la vérité et de la réconciliation. Ô Créateur, vous qui connaissez les ténèbres et les sacrifices que les peuples autochtones et inuits ont souffert, et qui subissent encore aujourd'hui en cette terre bénie reconnue comme le Canada, je vous demande de nous tendre l'oreille en ce petit matin. Bon Créateur, mon grand Manitou, vous qui connaissez le potentiel d'une bonne pensée, d'un geste charitable, d'une parole encourageante ou sympathique, attendrissez les cœurs de ceux qui résistent à la réconciliation, afin qu'ils comprennent que nous sommes tous unis par l'historique de ce pays et que nous partageons un devoir moral envers la guérison des peuples des Premières Nations et Inuits. Ô grand esprit de la Rivière Rouge, j'implore aussi nos ancêtres métis et Louis Riel, qui espéraient un Canada unifié, de nous accompagner et de nous guider sur cette route de compréhension et de considération. Que la dignité humaine et le respect de chaque culture servent comme pont à une réconciliation authentique et durable. Comme le soleil se lève quotidiennement pour bénir notre existence, nous sommes tous appelés à participer fièrement à la réconciliation de notre pays. Et n'oublions pas que impossible n'est pas canadien. Merci, Grand Esprit, de tous tes bienfaits et bénissez nos efforts. Amen. Miigwech, thank you, merci, et vive les Métis.
Is there anything else that you wanted to say on this day?
You know, I get asked that a lot by interviewers, and I'm always at a loss as to what to say, but I want people to know that September 30th is a day that we're going to stumble along initially to figure out what to do with it. We may not get it right initially the first few times, but I think we will learn from our experience, and I think that we should not give up on ensuring that our days of honoring those who are involved in residential schools and our acknowledgement of the nature of the relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people in this country has come to an end, must come to an end, and that we will recommit on September 30th to having a better relationship with each other. It's like renewing our vow that we put into the treaties.
To Cha'akukpi and Shinam to the Great Spirit in all the ways that we know and understand the Great Spirit. We give thanks for this beautiful day, for our breath and for our life. And we give thanks to the Great Spirit for the many wonderful blessings that He bestows upon all people. Our shelter, our food, our water, all the sacred medicines and sacred teachings all over Turtle Island. And to the Great Spirit we give thanks for the many wonderful life forms He's created here on Sacred Mother Earth. For the winged ones of the air, for the four-legged people, for the ones that crawl and the ones that swim, and all that grow from Sacred Mother Earth. And we most humbly ask Him to touch us in our mind and our heart, take away all the sicknesses and all the bad things, and to ease the minds of our hearts and relatives where they might be. And to the Great Spirit, we most humbly ask Him to look down upon those people who be traveling on this day and on this holy night, that they might be granted a safe journey, given a good place to rest, good food, good water, good companionship, and to ease the minds of their hearts and relatives wherever they might be. And to the Great Spirit, we most humbly ask Him to look down upon those ones who are fasting on the holy mountain, that they might be purified in their mind, in their heart, their body, and spirit, and to wish the Creator grant them the visions and the dreams that they seek. So when they come down from the holy mountain, they come down to new purpose and function in life. And to the Great Spirit, we most humbly ask Him to look down upon our relatives who are suffering inside the institutions and the hospitals, especially the children's and the old ones. I ask You at this time, dear Great Spirit, to send a blessing to those ones who lost those children in the residential schools, that they might be blessed in a good way and clear the path for the souls and the spirits of those children to go home. And I ask You, O Great Spirit, for the strength and the courage to continue this spiritual work that needs to be done. Hi, all my relations.